Hello, Red here, and I'm bringing you some Crusader Kings 2, backed by a request. And the request is basically to bring back the Zoroastrian religion and make it prominent again. So the date we're going to do it actually as at 867, other than 769, because in 769 the Abbasid Empire is much larger than it probably really needs to be, and it's completely overpowered. But by 867 the Abbasid Empire is falling apart, and we can play the country of Karen, and they're the only real Zoroastrian nation, independent. Well, besides the Kurds, but yeah, no one really cares too much about that, those groups. So we're actually going to play as Karen, and we'll see how things are going to go. It's not going to change anything here, it's all going to be whatever. So here we are as a nation of Karen, which is a feudal country. We're in the middle of basically nowhere, and you're right next to the good old Turkish culture, which will eventually, you know, make its way down and destroy the Byzantine Empire. But this time around, I think the country of Karen, you know, Karen's favorite country, is going to stop that and say no. Just no. Not at all. Refuses. Karen does not approve. But we start as a fairly powerful leader in the region. Of course, we are surrounded by several more powerful neighbors, like the Samanid, which has around 7,000 troops. The Abbasid Empire is fairly weak, with only weaker with 8,000 troops, and then everyone else around here only has just a few thousand each, which is going to be excellent for any conquest we're going to go and do. Even to the north, we have fairly weak neighbors that are easy to take out. And with Karen, you actually start with around almost 5,000 event-spawned troops, which is fairly good because we're going to actually have to need to use them. As for a character, he is a 211-360, which is pretty bad, I'm going to be honest. But that's okay, we're going to make him a bit more of a marshal. Going to make him room and heir and get married to any Zoroastrian neighbor. Of course, we need to go and find some people who we need to make sure we get an aggression pact with. Maybe, perhaps the Samanid Empire, which I'm not sure if we would be able to, but I don't think anyone particularly wants to marry us off. Of course, there are potentially a lot of suitors in India, which is okay, but no one really around the area that we can particularly get a good alliance with. So for the moment, we're just going to go for someone who actually has some decent traits, which, you know, always fire up the Ejects program, because we need to find someone who is not terrible at the beginning of the game. And it's been quite a tiny bit since I've actually played this game, but I do believe if we... Where's my hotkey? There we go. So if you find any women who are my religion, or any woman in general, we'll just start trying to look for people who are strong and potentially will marry us. We'll go for the strong trait for now. We need people who are suitable marriage partners. Though, we may have to find someone who's not an infidel. Oh, there we go. Find someone who's suitable enough who can get some other wives are the concubines. But we'll get all one wife for now. Anyway. I'm going to go recruit court physician, and our first target actually is going to be this guy in the south, because we are Zoroastrian, and mainly very few Zoroastrian countries exist, which means we can go and declare war on who we see fit, a holy war. That's both a good and bad thing, because people won't be able to support us if we get declared holy war on us, and if we declare war on, you know, Sunni, you have all these Sunni countries here who are going to pose a huge problem to us. But in the same token, what we can do is declare war on someone who is, you know, Shia, and up to the north we have someone who is Tengri, which are not as strong because, I don't know, the Jews are back. So as Karen, our first target actually is going to be over here on this one lovely person as a day one declaration of war. Now we can do border disputes, which cost money and piety, and won't get people called in, but it's not as fun as a holy war. So we're going to do a day one war, march troops down, cut these guys off, take a few provinces, then go back north and try to take as many provinces here as you possibly can. Probably much from the Tengri, if we can, and make sure we don't absolutely die since we're Zoroastrian. And Zoroastrian is a it's a bit of a messy religion, but here our main objective really is to form the Persian Empire, which we're gonna eventually try and do again. Make Persia great again. But anyway, we have a council we need to appease. Let's try and make some friends with some allies over everywhere else, and we have a religion essentially here. It's all this whole area is my religion until the Sunni decide to change it all. Anyway, vassal wise, we have a very small vassal group, but all of them are pretty much Zoroastrian and my religion. They're my religion. And everyone else is essentially happy that we are the correct religion, which is great. A bit strapped for cash, so we'll take some money. My wife is an incorrect religion. She hates us, but that's okay. Oh, why does her opinion matter anyway? She's here to make us money. And we have a eunuch that's 15. That is not particularly great for a personal position. And we need to get some good old prestige up into married a courtier. Of course, people are going to be upset at us because we raise levies for way too long, and people just hate us because of that. And after mainly they called a cry, the third one made a short week. Third one in a short week, I felt embarrassed. Yeah, let's try and get kind. We're kind? No, we're not. We're gonna be a mean old person. Let's see, the army enters the castle. 50% you get raw for cruel. And I get morale of armies might down. But that wouldn't matter what, it's gonna happen. Just let them have the fun. It's okay. But it's a few casualties of war between friends. Goths are going to happily siege down their land while they take a tiny bit. Well, actually our land's pretty bad. Let's go attack them. We'll lead the front, as we are a great and honourable general. The campaign had been easy picking, seeing my sword over the plains with pleasure, and my fellow soldiers are equal joyful, surrounded by the blood of our Badronian. Look, enemy commander's hiding. Some suddenly shouts pointing off in the distance. I am a personal combat skill of 8, and this dude right here is 14. But I can potentially die, so I'm just going to gain the prestige. Of course, we lost 300 men, which is kind of sad, but at the same time, not as disappointing. And we're going to chase them right into the mountains. Which will take some casualties, but for the most part, we're going to be able to kill them. And also we need money. So do some looting while we're at it. And we should be able to win this war easily. And after one more siege, we should be able to win the war, as this was an easy war. Well, one more siege. Okay, 100%. Give me your lands, thank you very much. We own a title that can be usurped. And it's going to cost us all of our gold. So actually we'll be fine. But there you go. Next step in our contribution to the enemy is the next war. Is to take the Holy War for usurp. They only have 864 men, which is great. And then now we go and march north with our retinue, because our vassals hate us, because we raised their troops for too long. Of course, these are free troops that we're not actually paying for, which is amazing. And if we can get more, that would be great. But I don't think that's going to be possible. As Karen tries to expand quickly as possible. We do have to also make sure that our threat's not that high, but we are, yeah, not that threatening. We should be A-okay. This province actually has nothing in it. So what we actually need to do is just walk about and engage the army, actually. Of course, it's slightly hurt. And we probably actually need to raise up our own military, even though people are going to be quite upset about it. But all these extra troops are definitely going to help for the war. these provinces are actually worth nothing. But at the very least, it'll help us survive if we get ourselves beaten up. There we go. Let's get a new dog, name him Tricky, sure. Now we get to go kill the infidels in the north. For some reason I'm not able to ransom him for 385 gold, which will be quite a boon, but because he is such a high title, just the game says no. Let's see, my pregnancy's caused my wife to develop quite the unusual taste. Most of what she asks for dinner nowadays ranges from mildly unsettling to positively revolting. And we can make her gluttonous. And I mean, she already hates me, so just give her that one ducat thing. Anyway, let's go destroy the enemy army for this worthless land. As I'm swinging my blade clumsily, in front of me my trusted dog gnaws the leg of enemy, the battle rages on through my steps, and the cry soldier, incoming arrow, my lord, watch out, it's that dog! And, oh, 26 Commander General now. Well, sorry, doggo. You're too long for this world. And, what's most of my troops anyway? Let's focus on light troops. Help, I need a new dog. Though, am I at war with all of Tengri? Yes, I am. I'm glad to know all this worthless land will be worth even more of a fuss than usual. See you in my general. Be owed a favor. No, I'm not doing that. I hate favors. But I did get a son, which is great. So that means my line won't die. Good job, wifey. I want you to struggle. Actually be prideful. I need to make a good warrior out of you. Okay, well, you give up this war. No. Look, dude, I'm already 68% told destroying you. Why can't you just accept this surrender? Though it's been interesting to feel some vigor in my battle. Every day on units moving by as a connected by unspoken bonds. Gain humble, proud. I'll be humble. It's a pretty good trait. And let us speed up the Tengri a bit more. Okay, so we should be almost done with the wall. They shouldn't have too much left in them. I wish they would surrender. Actually not, if we take this land, they should be able to give up. My half-sister and my advisor be married to leader of some revolt. No thank you. That's a terrible idea. And let's just try holding on this 2 pieces of land. Okay, never mind. Well, they could take back the capital. In the most annoying war of all time. Occurs to me that my wife is feeling somewhat gloomy as of late. I'll trade 9 gold to be none of these things. Okay. Now let's go fight one last battle and hopefully win the war. And win the war. Making it so much more painful than it has to be. Okay, thank you for your time and effort. Though all these pieces of land are absolutely useless. But at least we're good on the map. And ironically, I think we may just lose this land. So this is totally not worth it, all in all. But we'll just, you know, give it to someone who hates me. Oh, he absolutely hates me. So let's just find some random dude that we can give this land to. Congratulations, Mr. Mr. You. You own the most useless land in the state. But he loves me. And now it's not my problem anymore. So there we go. Karen looks like a wonderful big old country. So now the next problem is where we're going to expand now, which is going to be a bit of a problem. Which it might just force vassalize you because we need to keep moving this way, this direction to keep eating people. We'll lose prestige to do that. So instead, we'll just do a border dispute and take 1 free province from you. Even though it does own a slightly bigger army than me, but hey, look at that. Now it's dead. News from China, civil war's over, that's great. Couldn't care less. And we have title loss on succession because our laws are absolutely wonderful and I love them. So you may just get seniority or something. I think in order to get the late feudal imperialism to get the oldest child to inherit everything, which is a bit of a shame. But look, we make new friends. Though this dude right here, we need to make him on my council. Who are you? You own 2 chiefdoms of nothing. Oh, Mobat actually can be replaced. So we're gonna just put you on the old council. Probably. Well, let's see. Oh, one dude over here is a good steward. So appoint this dude instead. Hopefully you won't, kill me in my sleep. Though he slightly doesn't like me. Which is a bit scary, to be honest. Anyway. Now since Karen's expanded somewhat, and this dude's gonna look at all these provinces because they're worth absolutely nothing. We need to go and expand southward. Hooray! Though, as much as I'd love to declare Holy War, I don't think we're going to be able to because he's Sunni. Which unfortunately, Shia is not growing anywhere. They have way too many Sunni people around us. But I can recruit a core physician. Which will probably do absolutely nothing for us. Now I'll pay 10 gold for 15 service lady. Should do alright. As for the moment, since we're not able to really expand at all and we have angry people wanting to remove us from power, so some of these modifiers will actually go away soon. I need to make sure I can recruit just a ton more people, but I don't think it's going to be possible. We can hire mercenaries, but again we just don't have money to do much. And all these mercenaries are pretty miserable. We only have so much money, and we can maybe raise some horse archers. which, being honest, I'm not particularly fond of doing that. The Silk Road Sentinels actually may be a not terrible group. Looks like there's some Anadid are not doing particularly well. They're done with the war. Which is okay, I suppose. They do have 4,000 men. No one around here is taking any huge knocks. Which is a bit worrying, just in case if you get Hollywood attacked on us. Because you want to make sure we don't, die. So if we try to expand to the Samanid, it will not be a terrible idea. Ish. Though the Western Protectorate is slightly growing. Which is slightly scary, being honest. You kind of want to expand southward, but there's nowhere to really expand. And we do have a militarist here. So we'll just allow our own retinues to take care of that war for us. This guy in the south is actually Zoroastrian, which is great because that means that it will be a deflection. Zoroastrian means this dude will take any hits if as soon as you decide to attack, not attack me or anything. Anyway, we have one lovely rebellion to put down. And there you go. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Can I execute you or ransom you? There we go. We do have our Zoroastrian friend here. And we can declare war for some holdings of Ray, which are not... It's not great. And we can actually just make these guys here into a tributary state. And just having lines of tributary states and troops at the ready. Which may not be bad if we're not going to particularly try to expand that hard. But the Abbasid Empire did break apart, which is pretty good. What's pretty bad though is that we were basically surrounded by so many Sunnis. Though limiting some of these provinces may not be that bad. Especially if they don't have enough troops to be able to give. Because a lot of these people are weak. Well, some are weak. Though we only have 4,000 troops at the ready. We can borrow some money from the Jews. So I'm gonna borrow some cash and go to war against maybe the Samids if they don't have that many troops. Actually, these 3 provinces actually may be worth it in itself. Just to make Karen look a lot better. And also because these border disputes aren't really worth it, we're going to pay 100 gold for everything. Let me take a quick look. Yeah, it's all Zoroastrian, so they're good provinces. And you only have 1,000 men, so... let's go. Let's go. I'm ready. I'm a big brave boy. Who's a big brave boy? Let's hire some mercs. Some cheap-ish mercs. Like mid-range mercs. Like at 200 mercs. It's higher of these are all so every 10 soldiers is 1 ducat. Okay. It just depends on what person I want to hire. But it's high on the cheap. The Manchian Faith Triumphant. Okay. The inherited Zoroastrian faith has steadily... So the Manchurian Faith Triumphant. The adherents of the Zoroastrian faith has steadily dwindled to the point where the Manchurian believes in the majority. This new state of affairs reduced the Zoroastrian faith to the de facto heresy. What? The Manchurian... The Manchian? The Manchian. So they just made us a heretic. Why? I mean, I'll just... Okay, we're heretics now. That's, okay. We'll live with it, I suppose. And no one else wants to join this guy in his war as of yet, which is amazing news. Which means we probably actually can just assault a few holdings just to get by quickly. And we still have some factions still growing against us. Let's go kill an army or 2. I think he's raising holy orders against us. If I can assume what that is. So let's make sure we get this done. My lord! Emma Goldstrand steps out of the shadows beside me, a sharp smile. Would you do the honor of bestowing a nickname upon me, my lord? My wife? I can name her the Burden. No. Let's make her like me. But even though she is the incorrect religion, for sure you can be a dove. Whatever that means. Also have a fever. Well, if I die, then I'm dead. Also, my domain size is too big. What happened? I think someone died that had a... Oh, I know what happened. My stewardship's down because I have a fever. Yeah, it's a bit rubbish. No, I may just die, and that would be the worst thing ever because my son is not even ready for anything. Yeah, the Great Pox. Ouch. At least my father knew I don't know, did something. I should stop leading troops. I'm not leading troops. Someone has tried to capture courtier at my court. Sure. Just throw new black. What can go wrong? Also, I have 67 men defending this one province, which is not particularly great. Just the race to siege. Okay. Let's go and gauge the dude here. How well do we do against the dude? Not particularly well. Why did I even hire mercs? If we're gonna die. But then again, that was fighting the mountains, so what do I expect? Well, diplomatically, we are now fighting the Samanids, which is not particularly great. Though, you're not sieging down your provinces directly. Which I wish would work a lot faster, but unfortunately that's just not going to work for us. May also have to hire some more mercs. Unfortunately. Though actually, if they're going to meet us here, let's go and kill the army. Especially since they're out in the open. And there we go. Though luckily actually this province here is desert, so we should be able to knock out their army. Though I fear their army actually may be slightly bigger than mine. Oh, Zoroastrian faith is triumphant again. Cool. I suppose. You know, this entire wall's really just costing me too much money. So if you all can just, you know, quit it. Let me win. There we go. Thank you. And there you have it. War 1. Have an extra few more provinces and Karen is looking amazing. Don't you look great, Karen? Don't anyone else tell you otherwise. Though unfortunately we're going to have to give away all this land because we're really bad at holding land. Anyway, let's find some young dude who's going to love us forever. Who's a courtier? Am I cool? Like you! Scratch some titles, my dude. Actually, let's grant some 3 people these random provinces. Let's not make them too powerful. And there we go. Karen's looking wonderful. And the Zoroastrian faith is looking pretty okay. The Sunni are kind of knocking us back a bit. But as long as we declare war enough times on enough people, we should be fine. And gain enough money to declare war on everyone else. Which we're probably just gonna spell the Jews, which we can't, which is disappointing. Also, I'm unable to form a kingdom because I only own 50% and not 51% of this title. Also, I need to rearrange my laws. So, time to spend a bit for a bit of cash round. Just a few people here and there. And these last two people should have bribing. Including you, which cost a bit of money, but what we can do is just have all these laws be inherited to the older member of my dynasty. Which may seem bad, but just to make sure that entire realm size doesn't actually kill us. So congratulations to me, I've managed to not destroy the entire realm. Also, my wife absolutely hates me, but she just hates the Great Pox, which probably, you know, makes a bit of sense. But look, I have a cool beard and everything. But now we do kind of actually have to save a bit of money before we officially die. Let's see, Karen is looking kind of weak, and we have not enough troops to kill them. Which is kind of the bad part about, you know, losing out on money. Of course, this guy actually is at war with the, let's see, small neighbor here, and if he's going to move troops across, including, let's see how many troops this guy has, 700. Doesn't look particularly great, but we can declare war against his negative 32 personal combat skill, which I have. Okay, I'm not getting on in that many years yet, but at least I'm not. I don't have old age. Even though he is, we're exactly actually the same age. Wonderful. But it wouldn't be bad to knock out a few more provinces here so that the Samnids are slightly weakened on our neighbouring border. But I wouldn't mind, you know, getting more money or something. Though our other son needs a focus. Just gonna struggle. Oh, and the Samnids have a revolt. So yeah, you're screwed. Which I think will be an excellent time to you know, get around to declaring the Akaswa fealty to you. But no, we need to go and declare this war for your 4 provinces. That'll severely weaken you. We can go for Merv, but it's only 3 provinces and not 4 for Kiva. Which I think I actually want. The only problem is that we don't have that much money and we can only get so many troops up and running. But since he is in a revolt and at war with another person, it seems like an excellent time to actually go to war. So raise up all the troops. And let's make sure we go and kill some Samnids. We need to make sure that Karen is strong. We do also make sure that we're not even making any money. Hoping to get some good rolls for making money. Or else we're not going to be behind in mercs, which is going to be quite sad. But for the moment, I think we should be fine in getting people across us for this war. My waifu is pregnant. She absolutely hates me, but she still gets pregnant all the time. Which I don't know what to say about that kind of marriage. After Pious Man, after reading the text of Venidid, you are more aware of Divis's presence all around you and the danger they put your family and realm in. So you've decided that your house shall adopt one of the good spirit's dogs. The the dog without a master. The Vorgides Avakir does know people as kind creature. He protects Kappa from Devas, which roams darkness. Actually, one actually gives health, which may be good for the in a whole poke situation. So actually, we're gonna take the one that well, let's see. Yeah, we're going for the one that is going to give us some health, so, you know, we won't actually die that quickly. And let's go and... we don't even have any competent generals in charge. We have some pretty lousy generals, if we're being honest. Pretty lousy generals. Oh, actually we can run from the dude. I don't think we really want to fight the dude yet. My wife has asked me if I'm having an affair with her. The lie. It does not concern her. Oh, the husband of my lover is asking if I'm having an affair. Of course not. I am your king. Your king doesn't do any wrongdoing as affairs. It's good just to have some gossips around pregnant women in order to keep it calm and distracted. Yes. And also we can't get out of this battle. But we may need to hire some mercs. Well, we need to hire some mercs. Let's get out of here before we lose. Which unfortunately, actually I'm just gonna run away. Which is kind of great news, because that means we're not gonna, you know, die immediately. But the probably does mean we need to, you know, hire more troops. How's this war going for you, mister? Pretty alright. I would love to, you know, not die to you. I also love some more money, but, you know, we can't all have all things. Though we do have a dangerous faction at 100% because this one dude just refuses to... can you stop joining factions? I'm trying to run a war here, and you're ruining all my fun, Mr. Faction. My spy master just absolutely hates me. Well. I'm actually gonna take the slight money, just to be cruel or rough. But I think from here I'm gonna call it apart, so I'll see you in the next part where we take our Semitic friends and show them the door. So I hope to see you then, and goodbye.